Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eichenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode for Neos Land. We're talking about the Kickstarter, all of the things around the game, and today this episode is a Q&A, and I've got several people with me here in the Google Hangout. Those of you who are watching live on Twitch, we have just a couple of spots left. If you want to hop in and ask some questions, you're more than welcome to. And Jacques, welcome to the show.
Hi, Marcus.
How are you today?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good, good. So now, daily we've been looking at these things they're like the daily tier awards. The daily tier rewards, not awards, rewards. And so there's been all kinds of things on this list. 30 items when we started at 30 days, and now we're down at what do we got? 25 items left?
Yeah, around about that, yeah.
Yeah, so some of the stuff that has been removed. So the sooner you get in on this, the more stuff you get. And that's the big deal about this particular list. So only people on day one got horse dung. Pregnant pause. You know, a lot of people don't even know, but horse dung is probably going to be the most valuable item in the game. Certainly a rare item. So
that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so what has been removed from the list today?
The pet slime. We won't have that many running around actually in the game.
Okay. So there's 165 pledges right now, something like that. So there's going to be literally 165 of those in the game.
Yeah, about I think it's 163 this morning when the cutoff time was there, and then 33 for PayPal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we've got more people that are in PayPal as well, and I forgot about that. This is a Canadian Kickstarter project, and one of the things that we learned right off the bat was that Kickstarter uses a different payment processor for Canadian projects than it does for U.S. projects. And because of that, there's been a couple of little hiccups with payment stuff. So the NeoJack guys have made PayPal available on their site, so you can get in that way if you're having any problems on the Kickstarter portion. So you can make your donation there as well, and it'll act just like it is here on the Kickstarter page. So, okay, so and then let's see, we've got some more items here. The last one we talked about was the teleportation orb.
Yeah, for friends, yeah.
Yeah. Now, next one seems pretty simple. It's a horse.
Yeah.
So is it a special horse? Is it a My Pink Pony?
Well, it's going to be this horse that you get from this is going to give you a little bit more speed and a few other little special abilities into it. So, it's going to be a nice thing to have this one than just getting the normal ones in the game. So they'll be definitely very valuable and very rare for people once the game starts.
Will this horse be able to produce more horse dung for us?
Maybe not the quality that the Kickstarter gives you.
You'll have your other friend running behind you saying, "Oh, hold up! You dropped something."
like the golden egg layer, the one that lays the golden eggs in Jack and the Giant Slayer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like.
So okay, so well, I'm looking forward to that, and where are we at with the Kickstarter? How are things going?
It's going. We're doing good, not too bad. We're keeping up with our target that we have to get pretty much close to it. We haven't added in, like, we have the PayPal as well, right? So that's additional. I think we're standing at about 3,000 on PayPal already. So if you add those together, it's going according like it should be going. To reach the goal.
One of the things that I've noticed is that some people have questions, before they pledge, before they commit anything. And one easy way to get in, right away is to get on the $10 one, and that locks you in right away.
Yeah.
But then you can adjust your pledge from there as you decide how much you really want to put toward this. But I would just like to put out to everybody who's watching, and whether it be video live or right here in the Hangout. What is like the biggest question that would keep you from committing any funds to this? What is the point that you look at something and you say, well, I just don't know. And so what is the tipping point that if you knew the answer to this and we addressed it, that would help you with making a decision, even if it's a no decision, that it would just help you with making the decision. So feel free to post those on Twitch or in comments in the YouTube video. And how about you guys here who are here live on the Hangout? Have any of you guys got any things that are like hang-ups for you that you say, if I knew this, I would really go for it, or it would be a whole deal killer if I didn't like the answer?
Well, I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
Will the game have something like a repeatable content, such as daily quests?
And that's going to get you to pay more money?
I've done thousands of daily quests in World of Warcraft. I enjoyed it until a certain time.
Well, we're going to have player-created quests. There most probably will be maybe one or two, or not a lot, but a few quests that we put in there too. Like if we put in any, say for instance, a merchant in a place or a town or something, and the items they carry, some of them will run out because it will be like a stock thing. That'll open up like the normal quest of just getting stuff. That's like the daily stuff that you can go and do, and just something to keep you busy. Or if there's other quests, I'm pretty sure the player created quests will definitely have some continuous rewards and daily stuff that they change on once it gets going.
Mm-hmm. I see a really good question here in chat, and it's that second guy. He says, "So what happens if the Kickstarter doesn't succeed?"
So that's very easy to answer. Even if the Kickstarter doesn't succeed, the game is still coming out. The game is just one part of the whole concept that we bring forth. Because we also have the engine itself. So the Kickstarter is just there for polishing and getting more special features in and making it more polished. But if it doesn't succeed, we'll still be bringing out the game. It might just have a few less features on release, but that's going to be pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Will you do anything special for the people who did pledge, even though they weren't charged? Or how do you plan on handling that?
Well, if the Kickstarter doesn't pan out, we would open up the PayPal section on our website, and do like another run on that, maybe on that section, to allow people that pledged but couldn't get, like, it didn't end up panning out. Mm-hmm. They can still have the opportunity to do it there, so there will be other opportunities, to get into it.
Okay.
And still get the rewards and stuff. So it's not the. Don't look at the Kickstarter as the yes or no type of thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So no matter what, we're making this game.
Oh yeah, no, this is. I'm too excited for you, to be honest, myself as well.
You want to play it yourself?
Yes.
In fact, I want to get back to a question about you playing it. But first, I want to say, okay, so. And I just want to give people some confidence here. I don't think that we're going to fail on this, on the Kickstarter portion. But if for any reason that doesn't reach its goal, we're still going ahead anyway. And now, what about the people who submitted on Kickstarter, and then if they turn around and let's just say it gets $1 short, and so it doesn't get funded, something stupid like that, which would really suck. But if that happened. Then would you allow them to take their bid that they'd made on Kickstarter and make it in PayPal, and then get the same rewards as when they started out with Kickstarter?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we have a system that we can put in place for that. Yeah, and definitely that's what we would do. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but firstly, just to make sure everybody knows, right? Try and back the Kickstarter before. Only reason PayPal at the moment is there is just if you cannot make any donation on Kickstarter, right? Let's try and get that up first to make sure we get everything there.
Right. Yeah, we want to be successful.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be successful no matter what. It's just whether or not how high we have to jump on this hurdle.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Okay, so now I want to ask you about playing, and I believe that any good game company, that their staff, whether they are the programmers or the CEO like you, Jacques, or the janitor, that they should be spending some amount of time in the game every week playing.
Yeah, that's actually one of the first things you get told. If you work for us, you definitely have to play the game. There's no question about that.
because even the janitor, who you wouldn't think might not be interested in it or whatever, that person, if they're not having fun in the game, it means something's wrong. Because we're trying to build this so that to have fun.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Everybody should be able to find some sort of fun within the game. And if they can't find any fun, then we need to create that.
Yeah.
And so we need the feedback on that and everything too. So it'd be really interesting. I keep thinking about this test of like getting my mother to come in and play a game and see what she can find fun about it, because that'd be one of the hardest cases. But my dad's a backer. He will be playing. So
that's pretty cool.
I'm going to get to play with my dad in the game. It's going to be awesome. So, okay. Do we have you guys that are here live on the show? Have we got any questions?
I'm just wondering, would it be an idea to maybe put a description for each of the daily tier rewards up on the site so people actually know what they are, rather than just being a sort of object with a name? I know we're doing it through the round
tables,
Q&As, yeah. But I'm just thinking maybe that would be an idea so people actually read up on it. And then the full description with the round tables would be good, yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. We'll start putting them up on there, and then we can see what they are beforehand, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, that's a very good suggestion there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, most of the other stuff is pretty much sort of self-explanatory through the actual pledge tiers, but something like the daily rewards is sort of just random objects to most people, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They see the importance of them, then that would be maybe a good idea, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very good idea. So, okay. Saint, have we got any burning questions on your list?
Let me see here. Let's go with an easy one that was mentioned yesterday, but I don't think we were live. That was will taxes be turned on during the alpha beta phase?
Yes, I think we did cover that one yesterday too. Somebody that I can remember something like that. Taxes and everything will be, anything to do with the land and so on will be turned on from alpha beta phase, and we must probably do some fine tuning on it. But yeah, we're not planning on doing any wipe during those tests or anything like that. That's got to do, unless something really comes up that's really a big problem. Then we'll address it at that point. But so far we're not planning on doing anything else. Not wiping it at all. Because originally, like the alpha and beta testers are the people that's going to create the lore and the start of the whole game. Basically, the people that come after that will be following suit and so on. So the big people that's in it in the beginning is the people that's going to go down in the history basically, and of the lore and stuff like that. So you definitely want to get
famous.
In on that also. Pretty much in the world, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. With that said, okay, so we have the two different land types. We have it's actually three different land statuses. One is the purchased land that during the Kickstarter, which has protection already on it.
Yeah.
And then we have the land that you can acquire in the game for buying it with the in-game currency, and then you can put protection on top of that.
That's correct, yeah.
And so the protection is that coming through with the game, the subscription codes, or because we're not doing subscription right in alpha and beta.
No. The protections one, so it's a different buy when you buy it, right? It doesn't come with subscription codes or anything like that.
Okay.
So they're not linked to each other, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what is the proposed subscription monthly?
So far we're looking at about $10, but we might decrease it depending we won't go up with it, that's for sure. But it definitely might go down depending on status and where we are at that point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. So, what else you got there, Saint?
All right. This is a very good question. They would like to know what is the focus on creating in-game currency? Is it by producing items that other players purchase or selling to NPCs?
It's going to be producing and buying items from other players. Like the NPCs is just there as a starting point, just to get everything going. But once everything goes, it's all going to be community driven.
And but obviously the initial money, we might start out. I mean, I don't know if we're even going to start out with any money. Maybe just some resources to make some things. But then we got to go sell it to an NPC vendor or something like that to get the currency kind of going.
Yeah, let's put it this way. We haven't released some information, but there might be some currency in the rewards coming to get everything going.
So how do you expect currency to be reduced in the game after the initial phase of the pledging and just from subscriptions and things like that, or other sources?
Are you talking real money or?
No, the actual in-game money. I mean.
Oh, okay. In-game money, we will have one or two starter NPCs that will be selling goods and stuff like that, and doing very low-level stuff. Buying it from you just to get that going. And also giving some players that start off in the beginning, some opportunity to generate some in-game currency as well.
Can I say that I'm very against any starting funds? That's just my opinion. I think we should all be broke ass with only our shirt on our back and just some tools.
Well, we can definitely throw it out to the community and see what everybody wants on there, right?
We could. I mean, that could be one of the subjects. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
But how would you buy the first plots of land that you own?
Well, you wouldn't be able to the first day. And if you already own them, then you're able to place them. But if for the other ones, you have to buy for the currency in the game. You're going to have to earn it, and well, just really if the NPCs are buying some basic products, then that starts putting money in our pockets, and then I'm going to need to make nicer products, nicer stuff. Out of that wood that I've been selling to an NPC, I've been chopping down trees or whatever. I'm going to start making some chairs because people want to sit down in the house they don't have yet. Now, maybe they want wooden swords or something, or a stick to poke other people's eyes out with. I don't know. But then I would be able to sell whatever was needed and wanted by the community for more than what I would get from the NPC. And I don't know. There wouldn't be very much money at first.
Yeah,
but it would slowly come in.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it'd be a very slow progress to get actual money into the game, in-game cash actually sort of flowing around, and I don't know whether it's worth thinking about maybe players actually be able to make money from mining gold and such like that. It'll take a long time to make a gold coin, but at least that way maybe that'll inject a few more in-game gold into the game.
Yeah. Okay. So
we definitely look at something like that, how to inject currency into the game much earlier, in some way, but still make it viable for you to rather go and look for stuff and using it basically.
I know. We just need to slay dragons and steal their loot.
Yeah, we might just get a big dragon coming right in the beginning, and everybody has to slay him or something like that, right?
Oh my goodness. So okay. Well, anyway, I wrote that down as currency. The topic of what do you start with as a possible roundtable item. So okay.
Somebody just asked a question. Sorry, I'm not sure in the chat here about the skill system and if it's going to be active in alpha and beta, and will it be reset? No, the skills won't be reset. Like I said before, we won't reset anything in the game for alpha and beta because that's going to be like the starting point for the world basically. So we're going to try not to do that. I mean, this is all depending. If something majorly goes wrong, then we might have to do some resetting. But other than that, definitely we're not looking at any of that.
Mm-hmm. Also, the skills might be minimal at the beginning of the game, and we're actually going to do a roundtable about skills, which I think we're going to do here in about 40 minutes from now for those of you that are watching live, and we're going to do some brainstorming on what the skills should be, and come up with a major list of different types of skills. So. I think that's going to be fun because then we're going to start choosing. Hey, I want that one. So, okay. Next question. Hit me or hit us.
Gotcha.
All of us.
All right.
Swing your sword in a circle with us all standing around you.
And I'm going to damage everybody. Yeah. All right, here we go. What are your thoughts on a crafting system where players must discover recipes and new materials exclusively through experimentation and trial and error, creating an economy in which players or clans may have materials and items that they can keep secret and therefore more valuable?
Ooh.
Well, we're definitely interested in doing something like that. That's for sure. We're definitely looking at ways to implement that. So I'm pretty sure that was one of the things that we were talking about on some of the roundtables already.
Yes.
And we're just working out the nuts and bolts now, how to get all this to work together and how to implement it.
So, in mini game, there are a few games out there right now where you just try throwing a bunch of stuff in and see whether or not something lights up that you can make it or whatnot. And that's all interesting and everything. But you know what immediately happens is that a wiki gets put up and it has all the recipes on it. And so, I enjoy the discovery of figuring those things out, and I would probably avoid the wikis and stuff like that until it gets until I get stuck. But yeah. How do you feel, Jacques, about fan sites providing that kind of content?
Yeah, that's good, and bad. It's got two things, like if you say, if you get stuck, I myself, I know when I'm playing and I get stuck on something, I only want to be stuck on it for a certain amount of time, but then it becomes a problem for me, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, sorry. That being said, also it's nice to do something, and not many people has figured this out, and you figured it out. It's like hitting the jackpot at the casino or something. You get that feeling of wow, this is awesome. So we have to find a way out that we can cultivate both those ideas into one thing.
But most definitely, you won't be broadcasting in any shape or form how to make these things.
Not at all.
At the beginning, and so every single item will be discovered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just add to this?
Yes.
There's in the MMO Guild Wars 2, I believe there is a certain magical staff or whatever that has because they don't have a kind of discover it yourself recipe system. I think you have to actually discover blueprints. And there's this one kind of powerful magical staff that has a specific blueprint, and everybody knows that the blueprint exists, and you can find information on said blueprint on the wiki, but nobody knows how to get the blueprint, and 5 people have a monopoly over said blueprint.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, yeah.
Well, that's one of the things that we've definitely discussed is that in order to manufacture at least some of the more complex items, that you have to have the blueprints.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We might look at maybe releasing some stuff, right? Like the higher tier stuff, but you won't have an idea how to get to that point. That'll still be the discovery. You'll know maybe certain items are in the game, but how to get them and how to get to that point will be. Mm-hmm. A very hidden thing, right?
And they may require sub-items.
Yeah.
So if you're making, for example, if you're building a house, you have a blueprint for a house. You have sub-items like door hinges and doors and doorknobs and everything, and all of those have to be manufactured, be put together to make all of this, right?
Yeah. What would be nice, and I'm not sure how the community feels about that, but I think maybe putting some randomness in say building a thing, maybe getting a blueprint somehow, this item is required now, maybe in a month or two's time it changes and another item is required because the specific one is hard to find or something, and then the blueprint way to build it changes, so it gives that randomness every now and then coming in, maybe.
Interesting. My first thought is I don't like it, but it's interesting.
Seems like information selling also is going to be a big part. Some guilds might hoard some information for months.
Oh, and some parties will hoard blueprints of highly sought after items. If I can have the wheel blueprint for carts, and everybody else is wanting to build carts, and they have to come to me for the wheels. Rock on.
Yeah, everybody might see this blueprint itself for the wheels, for instance, of this idea I was just thinking about. And it takes maybe so many pieces of wood and so many of this and so many of that. And then 3 months down the line, everybody's got their blueprints and they know how to make it. And then the formula changes. So now those blueprints that you have is still an active blueprint. You can still use it, the one that you had before. But any new blueprints comes with a new formula. So, and the people can't find that new item that's in there. All of a sudden, the old blueprints becomes worth way more money because of the fact that it's you can still make the wheel from it.
Are you talking like alternate stuff? Like it's just like normal resources that if people are making bricks and it requires clay or whatever, and they use up all of a certain type of clay that they've got, they have to go out. There's a couple different types of clay, so maybe they switch.
Yeah.
It's an alternate. It still works. Maybe it has a little bit different properties, but I don't know.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, I think we're pretty much at time for this episode. And so if you're watching live, hang on, don't go anywhere. We got another episode starting in just a couple of minutes. And if you're watching on YouTube, another episode will appear in a couple of hours. And please do subscribe and get alerts about these. So hold on, guys. We'll be right back.